Hello everyone and welcome back. It's been a couple of weeks since you've seen me because Month of Darkness has been busy, and I'm sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the bedroom. He does that sometimes because he's a dog. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been here. I want to finish Reckoning of New York because if you missed the news, Hunter the Reckoning Beast, Choice of Games, Hunter the Reckoning Beast of Glen Kildove demo came out the other day, and I'd like to also play that here on the World of Darkness Twitch channel, the first few chapters anyway. And I need to finish this game. I need to finish this up. Last thing that happened is the Camarilla done got exploded by some hunters, by this Hunter's Second Inquisition, whatever it is. And we need to see the end. We need to come to a conclusion with this game so I can move on with my life. And I do apologize. Month of Darkness is a busy time. Obviously, we have lots of stuff going on. And also, there's a holiday here in Germany in between, and then another day I didn't have any internet. Because here in Europe, we also got hit by a hurricane, which sounds crazy. Hurricane Kirk. I had some issues with my internet on that day. But let's go ahead and continue. Hello, everyone in the chat. And I'm sorry, Jason is not here. Jason, the interviews with Jason, that's not today. So sorry about that. All right. I don't actually remember exactly what we were doing. I think we went to him... I think we went to Patrick's Haven or we were sleeping like where the other Camarilla are, like in some sort of like bunker, like some sort of safe house, right? Is that what happened? Is that where we are? Let's end the night anyway. Yes, I want to end the night. Choice of games are trying to make the titles as long as they can. Yeah, rip in pieces, absolutely. Yeah, but I love them. I love them. They can make those titles as long as they want to, and we're in jail? Oh, that's right! Kadir threw us in jail, and not horny jail like we'd want to be in. God, I have such a terrible... Look, my thing is all black and white. That's creepy. The chill of concrete, pitch darkness all around, and then voices. Distorted, frantic whispers piercing the silence. A cocktail of discomforts jolts me awake from the abyss of undead sleep. In that moment, the bitter truth of last night's mayhem hits me like a falling tower. The assault on Elysium, the countless casualties, the absolute chaos. But my eyes don't take long to adapt. I turn in the direction of the voices and spot my cellmate, my partner in doom. Is there no music happening? I don't hear anything. Patrick's perched on the few steps leading down into our cell, huddled up against the basement door like he's becoming part of it, eavesdropping on the racket outside. Looks like I'm the real sleeping beauty around here. Let's just listen. Let's not disturb him. He might be doing something Malkavian-like, and we don't want to interrupt him. I tune my ears to the outside, catching only bits and pieces of the commotion. You've got a much better shot at eavesdropping from here, Callie, and it sounds like there's how would you put it, a shitstorm brewing. Love it. Think we're gonna get caught up in it? You tell me. He slides over, freeing up some space for me by the door. I lean in and press my ear against it, ready for some juicy vampire audio drama. I would love to produce a juicy vampire audio drama. Just saying. Whoa! Whoa! That was not a clean transition. Kadir Allah's my bae. You basked in your own authority, Helene, blissfully ignorant, a damn epitome of ivory tower behavior. Tread lightly, Sheriff. You're addressing your superior. Superior? By what measure? Do you truly see yourself standing above us all, Helene? Above those who met their final deaths last night? Pain's gone. Ashlings in torpor. I can't talk. Julia barely slipped through the jaws of that many-headed beast, but many others found no such luck. This is the heavy toll of your negligence. Tell me, how many times did I suggest relocating Elysium? Perhaps we should seek to de-escalate. Spare me, Arturo. I want to hear it from her. Why, she's just a glorified puppet for Arturo. We all know this. Kadir, you've been so detached. You don't even know. Had I not anticipated such a disaster, securing havens and employing safety protocols in advance, where would we stand now? I'm sorry, Kadir, I love you so much. Like, you've literally never done anything wrong in your own life. We told you that the hunters were coming. Us. We did it. You might have done, like, your little precautions didn't save people. Just saying. All right? No hard feelings, though. Still love you. The tension is like a thick fog, creeping under the door and enveloping both Patrick and me, leaving behind a sour sting in the air. This is what happens when you fail to prepare. The dire outcome of inaction when action is crucial. This disaster wouldn't have happened if you had simply done your job. Had you stayed hidden, heeding my directives instead of meddling with mortals. A juvenile excuse matched by an equally juvenile assessment. You were warned, repeatedly, that the mob with their pitchforks and torches wasn't sitting idle. Yet you ignored the matter and insisted on throwing bodies at the old clan instead of fortifying our lines. Ridiculous. Is that referring to the Samitsi? My God, it is. I love it. I love it. Listen, we can talk audio drama. Vin? Let's arrange something. Kadir for president! Yeah, absolutely. I mean, wouldn't it be crazy? Like, just hear me out, alright? Here's my hear me out. Which you don't actually want to hear my hear me outs, I promise. Hear me out, though. Kadir for prince. Like, I think he would hate it. I think he would be the worst. Like, he is not equipped for it. Like, I just don't think he has the mentality for a prince. He has much better mentality for a sheriff. But what if? Alright, let's talk about that. Let's talk about what if. Ever since the debacle with Callahan, you've been unraveling Helene, succumbing to stupor bit by bit with your harpy puppeteer blind to your decline. It's because they're bloodbound. He's her dominator. Kadir, can you not sniff that out? Come on, buddy, don't make me do your job for you. How dare. Oh, just shut it, Arturo. It's common knowledge. Everyone and their sire knows it. A moment of silence descends upon the room. Kadir, the masquerade. Spare me that old refrain. The masquerade ends when the dance floor is engulfed in flames. And quelling those flames was your responsibility. My role is to prevent the fire from starting at all, or to extinguish it swiftly when it does. Instead, under your command, I'm just a latecomer to damage control, while you bash your head against the Samitsi wall. You're well aware of our reasons for prioritizing Vritra. We were gaining ground. Were we, Helene? Vritra remains unyielding, unapproachable. She decimates our envoys and clings to her ill-gotten domain like her monstrous namesake. We're clueless about her motives and alliances. It's clear she's quietly executing her plans, yet so far none of her schemes have threatened our interests. Does this shadow play really outweigh gunfire on our streets? Even from this distance, I can tell Panhard's hiccup been thrown through a loop. For a loop, even. If we'd paid heed to the purge of the thin bloods, to the unaccounted kindred deaths beyond our circles, we would have uncovered leads much sooner. Larson's destruction... Oh, that's Dory! Larson's dead? Larson's dead? Did I already know that? I feel like I already knew that. My God. That's crazy. Not that he was a good person. Like, I don't know. I think, here's the problem is, I have Stitch of Fate in my brain, and, like, Larson was not a good person in Stitch of Fate, but I don't think that's obviously not canon. But, like, I don't know. I kind of liked Larson. He was okay. Larson's destruction was a glaring warning, ignored because you dismissed him as nothing more than a farce. And now the failures regarding Vritra are mine to bear. He scoffs loudly. For weeks we've known our true adversary was well organized. That alone should have set off alarms. But the scale... He starts pacing, rapidly losing his cool. Curse it, Helene. We had Aaron Fletcher in our sights 2 full nights in advance. The evidence was compelling, the strategy laid bare. This catastrophe was entirely avoidable. Oopsies. Fletcher. The very notion sounds ludicrous. I know, right? But when you really think about it. The distinct sound of a lighter igniting breaks the tension for a moment. He's a charismatic multimillionaire totally ostracized by the public for his extremist beliefs, notorious for spouting the wildest shit. And then the rumors about the gun running, spot on, according to what I've dug up. Plus he's got his hands on some top-tier tech, which would certainly help in his obsessive hunt. His deep pockets and sheer zealotry are what's keeping this whole circus afloat. Ludicrous as it sounds, the pieces align perfectly. It was hinted at the beginning of the game, was it? Okay, I thought I had heard him. Yeah, okay, so I'm like, did I know that? Yeah, okay, alright. I don't know, like, I haven't played Coteries in so long. I don't think Larson had a big role in Shadows, but I haven't played Coteries in so long that I don't really remember the characterization of Larson. So, like, I think what's in my head is from Stitch of Fate. Much clearer than from Coteries. In Stitch of Fate, he's a bastard, man. As the court's argument dies down for a while, I throw Patrick a confused look. He mirrors it, though he manages to appear more collected. Then a chilling clarity descends upon me. The influential mortal mentioned in the circulatory system documents, he's the head of the hunters who are terrorizing New York. Yeah. And we've given his followers shit for a while. That's so funny. That's super funny. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Fletcher's the influential mortal Reynard was in cahoots with. Please tell me I'm wrong. Unfortunately, no. Damn. The deeper I dig, the further I dissociate from the person I thought I was. Am I the idiot here, or is Reynard really the fucking incarnation of deceit? It can be both. Either way, I'm devastated. Just then, the court drama starts back up, yanking me back to the present. I press closer to the door, straining my ears again. This grating, I forgot how much this grating messes with my eyeballs. What do you propose, then? A booming thud signals the introduction of Kadir's fist to some innocent piece of furniture. There's a time for courtesy and a time for heads to roll. I call for the latter. We must crush this mob, snap their pitchforks, and smother their torches, and for that to happen, Aaron Fletcher must die. Panhardt's quiet surrender says it all. She's out. Damn, Patrick called it. The tides are shifting. Valerie, mobilize our forces. Remind them that caution is paramount. The streets have yet to be cleansed. And reach out to talk. Is that wise, Kadir? The potential fallout of the Anarchs turning on us seems disproportionate to the benefits. I just realized that I must have subconsciously Valerie Duvall. For Blood on the Wind, the Twitch plays thing, if you've been watching, which Vin is in, who's in the chat. I gave the last name of the prince this last name. That must have been a subconscious thing on my part, because I did not remember that was her last name until I'm seeing it right now. Whoopsies, that was... that was totally subconscious on my part, I swear. I don't know if I spelled it the same. I think I spelled it with an E. I think I spelled it D-U-V-E-L, but I don't know. God, that's terrible. This brain is not meant for doing stuff at all. I don't know what it's meant for, but not for this. We've skirted around the edge of peace for far too long. I'm not taking any chances. Besides, we need to put allegiance to the test. You didn't notice either? No, I mean, it's totally... There's so many, like, things rolling around in this brain. Lore things, canon things, blah, blah, blah. And I must have, in somewhere in my brain, had that last name just tucked away in some corner, but with no attachment to where it came from. Whatever. How embarrassing. Speaking of which, we're currently hosting in the basement along with another matter that needs our attention. I'm sure our mediator would make for a fine messenger too, but we have to sort out the issue of his companion. Enough. You bring them here, now. Understood, sir. I jerk away from the door, its cold surface suddenly burning my hand. Shit, fuck. Out of nowhere, I feel Patrick's hand on my arm, steadying me with what's meant to be a reassuring touch. It's not unwelcome, just unexpected. Sorry. That's how naming characters works. I mean, with first names, I can see that being a thing. Last names, there's so many last names that I could have come up with, but I don't know what's wrong with me. So many doctors have tried to figure it out. Take it easy, Callie. We'll get through this. No, we won't. Like hell, I'm royally screwed. You heard the fucking sheriff, right? Didn't I swear to stick by you? I plan on keeping that promise. All the things we dug up, we've got enough evidence to shut them up. Trust me, just... His words are cut off by the screeching of the basement door. That goon I ran into my first night outside Elysium pokes his head into the cell. They're waiting for you upstairs. His eyes so full of pity, like he's looking at someone already doomed. I sag, completely drained. Patrick gives the goon a nod and heads out. Reluctantly, I trail behind the goon. I can't. You can't use that word anymore. And I'm not going to explain why. If you know why, you know. But you can't use that word anymore. Not for this. You can't. You just can't use it anymore. All right. Lackey. Go with lackey, please. Oh God. The remnants of the once formidable Primogen council stare us down as we approach Kadir. He's not as wild-eyed as he was last night when he went on that rampage, but the intensity's still there. Hell, it's even sharper than the first time I laid eyes on him. He gives me a look that reeks of judgment. Gen Z ruined the goon industry. They did. They did. And I can't undo it. I can't unsee it. And then, just like that, he grabs his scimitar from the rack. Oh God. Fuck. You're free to leave now, Caitiff. I take it you've lingered in the basement door long enough. Inform your barren friend of the course of action. I intend to, but I'd like to see this through. She was my responsibility, after all. Very well. Oh, shit. As you may have noticed, we're on the clock here, and I have little patience for your charades. Charades. You promised Castle's head on a plate, and yet here we stand, empty-handed. Plateless. At this juncture, any Ravnos head would suffice to lift my spirits. Feeling the blade's edge against my neck is, I'd be shaking if that didn't require extra effort. One reason. Give me one good reason not to take yours. Desperate, I glance at Patrick, silently pleading for a lifeline, but it's the sheriff's gaze that captures mine. Gaze filled with something wild, like a storm, like an endless hunger, and, oh, deception. Fucking deception. Then it all crashes down on me, hard as a knockout blow. Oh, you sneaky fucks. Whoa. You knew. You knew the whole fucking time. Callie, listen. Christ, how could I be such an idiot? Ease your wrath, young raven. No, my wrath stays. I smack Kadir's blade away from my neck, nicking my wrist in the process. Strangely, I feel nothing but a seething fury. All this bullshit with Praxis dragging the system into it, the arms dealing, you fuckers were in the loop the entire time, using me to draw Reynard out. Arturo smirks at me like I'm a joke. Julia gives a single sarcastic clap. Look at you, playing detective. Kadir looks me over, then lowers his weapon a notch. I suppose there's little point in keeping this charade up, is there, Prince? Your further attempts to degrade my position are less than welcome. Unfazed, Kadir speaks again. Indeed, our strategy was to draw Castle out into the open, to unveil the buyer in his arms deal. His knack for evasion has made him a challenging quarry. We had strong suspicions that he wittingly or unwittingly supplied the mob that ravaged Elysium last night. Given the man's reputation, it's not far-fetched to assume he would deal with the literal devil. But you're closer to him. Make of that what you will. Cold fury is all I have. I'm crushed about Reynard, about everything. Jess was right all along. Well, I guess so. I guess she was. That's when you entered the picture. You choosing the caitiff as your caretaker was just an unexpected bonus. I'm this close to losing it. And for what? All for fucking nothing. Not quite. Your endeavor, though it didn't pan out as intended, played a crucial role in cornering Aaron Fletcher. And as for the other misdemeanors of your sire, they now pale in comparison. We've gathered what we need to douse the true inferno before us. Then why not focus on extinguishing that blaze, Sheriff, and leave the minor irritations as they are? Irritations? Really? We've achieved our aim by taking advantage of her limitless naivete. I think it's time to release her. You're lucky you're so cute. Oh. I'm about to snap at him when Kadir raises his blade again. Knowingly or not, she was complicit in Castle's schemes, including those that led to the assault on Elysium. In my eyes, that warrants capital punishment. I didn't. Suddenly, Patrick steps in, placing himself between me and Kadir's sharp blade. Ease off, Sheriff. Sheathe your weapon. Reserve its sting for the true culprits. Perhaps you have a point, mediator. Frozen, I watch the blade inch closer to Patrick's skin. Kadir, cut the shit, please. Enough is enough. They were there for us last night. Look beyond your fury. Recognize Kali for what she truly is. A blind tool in the schemes of a seasoned manipulator. Ow, my feelings! Her death achieves nothing. It won't deliver Castle into our hands. It won't undo the past. It serves no purpose other than to satiate your thirst for carnage. With enough kindred already lost, there's no need to add to the body count. I'm stuck. Fucking paralyzed. It pisses me off the way he's talking about me like I'm just a pawn in their game. Even if he's doing it to save my ass. But I can't even tell if he's really trying to protect me or just using me to further his own goals. Kadir and Patrick are in a standoff, their eyes locked in a battle of domination, but that damn blade hovering in the air speaks louder than any of their silent threats. The edge of that scimitar is so damn close to Patrick's neck, it's about to break his skin. But his blood smells amazing. Is mine, or this stupid fledgling's end, truly worth the fallout? Hey! Press on and see how Torque's cooperation becomes a distant dream. That gash across Patrick's neck looks like it could open up any second, but not a drop of blood shows. He's cool and collected. The exact opposite of this hot mess right here. That's why we're perfect for each other. I'm saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing. He's called me stupid, and I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing. Release her, Sheriff. Just let her go. Let's see how deep of a hole he could dig himself with my feelings. I know he's doing it just to help. I know he's like really laying it on thick about how much he doesn't like me. And then Kadir actually does it. He lowers his weapon, his whole body shaking with barely contained rage. Go. Now. I get what he's saying, but my body isn't listening. It's frozen in place, still trying to process the clusterfuck that just went down. How? How did this... Get out before I change my mind. And never show your face in New York. Ever. Again. Suddenly I can move again, and I almost stumble from the released tension. My gaze flickers to Patrick's. There's something new in his eyes, a storm of thoughts I've never seen before. But in that storm, I recognize regret? Maybe even an apology? Who knows if it's genuine? These past few nights have been a real eye-opener about how much I've misjudged people. One thing's crystal clear, though. It's time to haul ass out of this nightmare. Yeah. I stumble out into the night, my legs give out, and I crash land on the pavement. Dragging myself up, I glare back at the entrance to the new Elysium. The snow's coming down hard now because... The snow's coming down hard now, much more intensely than earlier, covering the building in a thick white coat. Might have been magical if I wasn't seething with rage. Fuck this, and fuck all of you. God damn it, how could I have been such a fucking fool? Fooled around and fell in love. I wish that was the plot of the story, but it's not. I could dream. They're all a bunch of liars, every single one of them. Reynard. What happened to the charmer I thought I knew? Was any of that shit real, or was it all just some fucked up joke to make me the punchline of the entire fucking universe? And Patrick, so now I'm just a blind tool, huh? Well, fuck him too. But I get his game. I really do. It's just pathetically sad is what it is, and it hurt my fifis. At least he had my back, which is more than I could say for Reynard. I hope Patrick gets out in one piece. No, I'm done with the city. Should have bailed the second Reynard left me out to dry. My gang needs to hear about this shit show anyhow. Looks like I'm in for a long, remorseful journey. Just what I need. Might as well drop in on D'Angelo. I owe him, and it'd be nice to actually follow through on a promise for once. Anything's better than lingering in this dump. Fooled around and fell in love. The Promise and the Monster. I nearly forgot I promised D'Angelo I'd pick him up on my way out of New York. I better swing by his office. That much I owe him. Yeah. I love D'Angelo. Oh, God. Oh, so sorry. Did not mean to sniff right into the microphone. What a jerk. I am halfway to where I left my RV before I remember that not only did I promise to pick up D'Angelo on my way out of New York City, or New York, but that he himself asked to leave together more than once. And D'Angelo, although of unclear usefulness, that's how I want to be described by like my really good friends. I want to be described as of unclear usefulness, is the only person in this goddamn city who hasn't lied to, manipulated, or used me. The only person I would still consider a friend. That said, the common denominator between all my former friends is none other than me, but I don't have the energy right now to dig myself into that pit. Anyway, my best boy D'Angelo deserves to have his request honored, so I make a small detour and head towards his bureau. What I find there is not pretty. Oh, good. The whole space has been turned upside down, papers torn and scattered, corkboards toppled over, the bare light bulbs above the desk cracked. But from the lack of bullet holes, scorch marks, broken stakes, etc., I deduce that D'Angelo probably escaped before any hunters laid their grubby paws on him. At least I hope he did. I hope he did too, because I love D'Angelo. Papers. Cork boards. Let's just look around in general. I take a quick look around the room. The ashtray is full of squashed mini-cigs, as usual, but the rancid smell is pretty much gone from the air. I can't believe I find myself missing it. A heap of those cheap noir books of his is also gone, as well as the bag of stuff he insisted on keeping for God's know what reason. Guess he really left, huh? Well, there's nothing for me here. I turn around and start to head out, but a small smudge on the door catches my attention. It's our code. The one Reynard and I use, I mean. The symbol has been scribbled onto the door by a newbie. I can see the hesitation in the lines, but it's perfectly legible. I understand it immediately, even though it's not one I use often. Meeting cancelled. All is well. I smile a little, seeing that chicken scratch, as I imagine D'Angelo tracing it out with supreme focus, his stinky tobacco heater in his other hand. When D'Angelo wheedled me into teaching him our secret language some months ago, the cryptolect. I thought that's a very interesting interpretation of cryptolect. I like that a lot. I didn't think it would ever come in handy. I told him to fuck off the first 7 times he asked. Then finally, I caved in and taught the persistent jerk a single sign and told him to be grateful. I'm so happy he remembered, not only the sign, but also the act of writing it while fleeing for his own life. He believed I would come looking for him like I promised. Such friends are rare these days. Thank the gods that for D'Angelo, at least, all is well. Oh, that's good. That's good. I would be sad if D'Angelo died. Alright, main quest. Death after death. I'm just now realizing that I've made it here. The haze is kind of lifted, yet this emptiness inside isn't getting any smaller. If anything, it feels like it's expanding with no end in sight. For now, I push that feeling aside because there she stands, my ride or die, the one true escape pod from the dumpster fire of my reality. Right now, this isn't just a car. It's the getaway in our heist movie that'll blast us out of this shithole and onto the freeway of whatever comes next. Hey, baby, your prodigal driver's back. Seeing the state they left you in, I'm shattered. Bunch of soulless fucks. They just don't care about anything with a spark of life. And let's be real, if one of us has a soul, it's definitely you. I'm sorry I bailed. There was some stuff I had to sort out. Trust I love you, RV. Trust me, you're better off in the dark. The thing that happened, they would just break your mechanical heart. But hey, we'll get you patched up good as new. For now, though, I just need you to do one thing for me. Get me out of here. I can't stay here any longer. I cross my fingers and hope they left the keys behind. The last thing I want is to rip you up any further. I run past the bunkhouse, wrecked by that intrusive Camarilla search, and vault right into the driver's seat. This is cozy. This is nice. I would live in this. I would live like this. Cheaper, too. The comfort of the worn leather creaking under my weight is a small but welcome win, but that feeling's short-lived. The keys are predictably missing. I look everywhere, the floor, glove compartment, door pocket, sun visor, even the seat crevices, zip, zilch, nada. That's when I catch it, the distinct jingling of car keys. And it's directly behind me. Looking for these, I take it. 1,000 needles jab into my brain as I struggle to respond. Did the sheriff have a change of heart about taking me out? Hold on. I know that voice. I know it deep down, even if it's all scratched up. Fuck, could it? Could it really be? Bad week, huh? My God. He looks like the epitome of someone. He looks like the epitome of a con artist or like a snake oil salesman. No. Why would you have ever trusted him ever at any point in your life? Seriously? Is this a joke? Kadir must have taken my head back at Elysium and all this is hell messing with me. Because why else would he pick this exact moment of all possible moments to make his grand comeback? Take your time, kid. I know it's a lot. I can't get a word out. Seriously, why can't I speak? I've gone through hell and then some thanks to his bullshit, and now when it's finally my turn to lay into him, my voice fails me. Yep, he looks like what you think he would look like. Vin blowing the awooga horn. Vin turning into a cartoon wolf in the chat. And that smirk, what a pretentious jerk. Never again. I just can't. I can. It doesn't do anything for me, unfortunately. You didn't show up. I know. I'm sorry, Callie. Whoa, this music is like blaring in my ears. Let me turn that down a little bit. Ow, my ear balls hurt. Ouchies. Way down. My goodness. My door is creaking. That's scared. That's scared. Woo, my heart. Did you look at me like that? Why are you looking at me? Why now? So what's different about tonight? Why show your goddamn face now? Shifts in the game. You know how it is. Plus, I've missed you. We lapse into an uneasy silence. On closer inspection, he looks like he's been through the ringer, maybe recovering from torpor or something. But his eyes haven't lost their fire. In fact, they're burning even brighter than before. You look like shit. Breaking the bond will do that to you. Who was he bonded to? Bond? What's he talking about? How's Aisling holding up? The art hole looks like a blast zone. So wonder that Moore didn't bite it last night. Did this asshole actually have the nerve to visit the Elysium ruins after what went down? The sheer fucking hubris, marching straight into the shitstorm like he owns the place, with the whole world on his tail, ready to gloat. Wait, holy shit. You were there, weren't you? Where we almost got sniped. It should have clicked earlier. The dog. You were bonded. Yeah, but to whom? To whom? Reynard cracks a smile and lets out a soft whistle. Next thing I know, the Doberman I saw on the roof dashes in, wagging its tail enthusiastically, and wraps itself around Reynard's legs. He plays with the dog as he continues speaking. You were knee-deep in shit. After that ritual, I was hanging by a thread, but I couldn't just let you croak. Our clan, we're a rare breed. Gotta have each other's backs, remember? Oh, and you're really looking out for us now, huh? Beyond your wildest imagination. As the dust settles in my mind, I recall an odd detail. Why did he inquire about the Tremere Regent? It's not like they were close or anything. I don't think so, at least. Why the sudden curiosity about Aisling? I might have made her a promise that, honestly, I'm not planning to keep. So how's she doing? Most of the court was pretty much unscathed, but Aisling, she got hurt bad. Like, really bad. I don't see her waking up anytime soon. Reynard's face relaxes. Well, I'll be damned. That's one problem we can scratch off the list. We? Does he actually think he can charm his way out of this? Not this time. He can take his act and shove it. Cut the shit, Reynard. There's no we anymore. Not unless you got a damn good explanation for all the shit I dug up. He raises his hands in mock surrender. Busted. Then he shifts and sprawls in his seat, settling into his usual yarn-spinning mode. Looks like I'm going to be treated to another story, a part of our old routine that I know all too well. Listen, I know you've been poking around trying to make sense of things. I get it. No hard feelings. Survival's the game we're all playing. Fill me in on what you've uncovered, so I can skip the boring parts. I vow to say nothing at first. He's lost the right to boss me around, but then, just like that, I'm an open book. He always had this knack, this uncanny ability to crack people wide open. Beats me how he does it, but damn, he's still got it. So yeah, I spill everything. Well, it's because he's got presents. I spill everything. Well, almost. Gotta keep some cards close to my chest, just in case. I tell him about the tower... Tell him that the tower nabbed me over stuff I was clueless about, and that I threw him under the bus to buy some time. He nods in silent approval. He'd pull the same move in my shoes. Then I bring up Patrick. Oh, so the little rascal who's been tagging along is the caitiff Peacemaker, huh? Why, you know him? Not personally, no. Just aware he's out there taking shit from both sides. Yep, right between a rock and a hard place. How's he been for you? Look, it wasn't even... What I mean is, it's not fucking relevant anymore, alright? It's your story, kid. Spin it the way you want. I quickly push thoughts of Patrick to the back of my mind. Don't need that distraction right now. I tell Reynard that the circulatory system is hot on his trail, all thanks to a leak from the freaking SAD. His lack of surprise irks me. Then I fill him in on Jessica, on what she thinks of him. Jess has always had her issues with me. We're like oil and water. But she never turned down the chance to cash in on our schemes. Read into that however you like. Anyway, it's a relief to know she's doing okay. I skipped the bit about bumping into Eli Senzoric, something he tells me that's best intel saved for later. I questioned Reynard about the arms dealing. Why even go there? Isn't our usual trade pulling in enough dough? And why with the mortals? Is it really related to the uptick in hunter activity? Ask about the Samitsi. Because clearly he has dealings with a Samitsi. He gives a thoughtful and pleads for patience, a virtue I'm running low on, but I bite. Finally, there we go, I bring up Vritra, the autarchus on the Hudson. I make it clear I'm aware she's a force to be reckoned with. Get it? Oh, they said the name. A genuine danger, and that Reynard is involved with her in some way. It hits me mid-rant. I've been shouting the whole time. I lash out, accusing him of keeping me in the dark, of not trusting me, of using me. But then I start to cool off. Unloading all of this really did help, but my fury still burns strong. You really went the extra mile, kid. I'm impressed. He gives the dog another look, his brain obviously running some kind of grifter's calculus. All right, let's cut to the chase. You're in this as deep as I am, whether you like it or not. But you deserve the full story, so grab a seat. We're in for the long haul. He slings his legs onto the table, settling into a narrative groove. Yeah, I've been working with Vritra for over a year. All those covert ops you've been running on the dark web, Vritra's fingerprints are all over them. I bite back my anger. Its time will come, just not now. It wasn't overnight, but I managed to get on her good side. I'll spare you the details, but let's just say it involved ferrying herds of mortals to her enclave on the Hudson. His voice takes on a hint of gravitas. What a prick. And then there's arming Aaron Fletcher with some serious firepower. That's crazy. That's suspicious. That's weird. Hello, welcome in. That sounds like a death wish for you and everyone involved. I know, right? The man's a walking calamity, all charm and ego, loaded with cash and half-baked plans, oozing with ambition and completely oblivious to what anyone thinks. Still, it played out just as Vritra predicted, a major hunter assembly fueled by Fletcher's drive and, of course, his deep pockets. It worked a bit too well for my liking, as you probably noticed. I cast a glance at my healing wounds. Yeah, I've noticed, asshole. Fletcher's antics have turned the city upside down within these past months, wiping out thin bloods, destroying a handful of kindred, rekindling the feud between the Camarilla and Anarchs, even drawing the attention of the feds. What the fuck, Reynard? Why would you agree to fuel this chaos? It's a strategically controlled chaos, kid. Something at which Vritra excels. She's playing the long game, and her aim is to grab the city by its throat. It can't be just that, right? His smile is sincere for once. It also reassures me that I haven't lost my mojo. It's all a smokescreen. She's after another prize, an ancient blood vial currently in the possession of none other than the Sad. Crazy, right? But here's the kicker. He leans in, icy blue eyes gleaming. This isn't any blood, it's from Zapathosaura. The Zapathosaura, our clan's antediluvian. That is cool. There's actually a lore sheet from the core book that's actually about where you can actually have a vial of that. One of my players, who was a Ravnos, in my very first Chronicle, Blood on the Grand Strand, had those 5 dots in that lore sheet and got that blood vial. It's pretty cool. Zapatahu? So now you're a history buff? To be honest, I never had you down as someone who'd be into history. This isn't about history, kid. It's about the future. Our future. Okay, nerd. His famulus cozies up to him, staring at me with relentless intensity. Gotta admit, I've got a soft spot for that dog. Once I got close to Vritra, I bet it all on getting tasked with the heist. She's got resources, but still, it's a direct strike against our kind's most formidable foe. But hey, impossible heists are my specialty. She must have said yes, otherwise you wouldn't be here dumping all this drivel on me. He grins, oozing cheap soap opera villain vibes. That's right, and here's a nugget for you, something I've kept under wraps. Of course you did. There was a motive behind it all, Callie. No point in sharing dreams that feel out of reach, fantasies just out of grasp. That vial? I had my sights on it long before you came along. I knew it was somewhere on the east coast, but Vritra pinpointed its exact location. But let me be clear, sharing the blood was never part of my plan. Whoa, what a shocker. I'd be offended if he was actually going to let Vritra have it. He falls silent, lost in thought. It's rare to see him like this. Normally, he'd snap back almost instantly. But not this time. Something's different. I was there during the Week of Nightmares, you know. Watched our clan nearly get erased, all at the reawakened hands of Zapathasura. I'm one of the survivors, and let's just say it left scars. Feels like shit. I'm actually sorry. Don't sweat it. It's water under the bridge now. But that's precisely why I'm doing all this. Whatever Vritra has planned for that vial spells doom for us, and we're on thin ice as it is. I won't stand by and watch. It's up to us, our clan, to carve out our destiny. That vial could be the key to bringing us back from the brink, ensuring we don't just fade into obscurity. You seriously think you can outplay her? The same kindred who sent New York into a tailspin with a flick of her wrist? It hasn't been easy. Vritra's sharp. Before sending me on this mission, she bound me to her blood to ensure my loyalty. Ah! Is this what he meant by breaking the bond? Yes, obviously. It was torture. Every plan I devised, her visage haunted me. It took me a while, but eventually I managed to concoct a plan slick enough to deceive her. So, where's your big win? He scrunches his face like a child robbed of his toys. That's the kicker. Last night, just as we were set to breach the sad vault, Fletcher threw a curveball by attacking Elysium. That goddamn mess put everyone on high alert, had agencies scrambling to lock down their assets. The SAD decided to haul their stash out of the city. Classic, right? Oh god, just let him finish. Here's where it gets interesting. The SAD's rolling the convoy. It's the longest story ever. The SAD's rolling the convoy out under the New Year's fireworks while everyone's eyes are glued to the sky. New Year's chaos is our cover. Everyone's gonna be looking the other way, popping champagne while we pull off the heist of the century. Popping and locking, mostly. I've laid the groundwork, but we might need to improvise. That's where you come in. I sensed this was coming, the way he spun the story. I know his tactics all too well. I need someone sharp, someone with a knack for thinking on the fly. Someone who doesn't just follow the script, but rewrites it. That's us, Callie. We'll dance around Vritra's thrugs and snatch that vial right from under their noses. What the hell do I get out of that? You want the vial for you. What the hell do I get out of it? And also, the core book does not say what the vial does. It leaves it up to the storyteller, so it could be something awful. So, what do you say? What do I say? Fuck you is the first thing that comes to mind, but I keep quiet. I'm at a total loss. All I know is I want to punch him so hard his head ends up in his ass. What he did, I don't think I can ever forgive him. He's proven himself to be so utterly selfish, yet part of me can't deny that his insane scheme sounds exciting. Think about it, Callie. It's not just about doing the job. It's about proving we're the shit, fulfilling our true destiny. Suddenly it hits me like a ton of bricks, the truth of my dear old sire. He's a murderer, the kind who wears white gloves, flashes a grin while weaving a web of lies, cheats effortlessly as if it were his right, and coldly sheds blood when it suits his agenda. A gaslighting crook, ready to rescue his child only to betray her when she's no longer useful. How could I have been so blind, so ensnared in the illusion of daddy knows best? Well, the joke's on me. But it's over. I'm not that person anymore, no more playing the gullible child. It's time to carve my own path, and who knows, I might just beat him at his own vile game. So you in? What do you think, asshole? He flashes another one of those smug smiles that makes my blood boil, but I can handle it. I think you see the bigger picture. I think you've got the strength to put up with me a bit longer. I get your anger, it's justified. But let's do this last job together, and after, if you want me gone from your own life, so be it. Yeah, I bet. She'll have everything that you want. I've got a few questions first. Understandable. Fire away. Oh, what's in this for you, really? Come clean, Reynard. What's in it for you, really? Don't feed me that save the clan nonsense. But that's exactly the reason, Callie. We're thinning out, and the ones left are too weak to keep our legacy alive. We're destined to dilute our blood into nothing, but it doesn't have to end like that. Well, just go on a diablerie spree, I guess. We've got a shot at putting things back on course. It's a load of crap, and we both know it. I play along, though, nodding like I'm deep in thought. Have I quenched your thirst for knowledge? I used to find his bullshit captivating, irresistible even, but I'm a changed kindred now. It's a lot to digest, I get it. No rush, kiddo. Decide in your own time. It's all up to you. If you're in for the ride, catch me tomorrow night, 2 hours before dawn. We'll meet at our regular Chinatown haunt. I'll be waiting for you. He gets up and strides towards the back exit, his famulus trailing dutifully behind. Remember, whatever you choose, we're still solid. Good seeing you, Callie. Take care. Yeah. The moment he's gone, I collapse onto the steering wheel. My thoughts are all over the place. I mean, jumping into this is clearly idiotic, isn't it? Yes. But the prospect of pulling off a major heist sets my whole body abuzz, overpowering my better judgment. Damn, my mind is a mess. Time to clear my head and figure out where to crash for the day. Hopefully Mato won't mind me bunking in his workshop. Ba-boom. I love the smug dick voice you gave him. It's just the first voice that came to mind when I saw what he looked like. Diablerie spree. To diablerie, the cause of and solution to all of unlife's problems. That's what I always say, Jerry. Alright, put in my home game, a Ravnos Baron is letting Thin Bloods diablerize elders so they can embrace more ravens. Yeah. No, yep. Yep. I can see that. I can see that. Ooh, what's this? Feeding opportunity. Ka-chow. I don't know if I'll finish this game today, you guys. Annoying. I might have to save it again, finish over the next week. Ugh. I don't like to backtrack on a transaction. It's really bad for business, but I'm alone and in a shitty mood, and the hunger is already slithering into my mind. I'd like to have all my wits about me for tomorrow night. So when it just so happens that I'm in the right neighborhood, I head to the stash that I sold to Skylar for that short but memorable meeting with Jess. To my surprise, no surprises, I was kinda expecting it since Lady Lux already dumped a steaming pile of shit on my head. Skylar's there, rummaging through blood bags. Hey, toss me one, will ya? She jumps up, startled, nearly dropping the goodies in her hand. She turns around and glares at me when I approach and help myself to a bag. So, when you said I could have this stash? I meant it, but this is kind of an emergency. I don't know how you guys do deals, but where I come from, there's no takesies backsies. I plop down onto the sidewalk and look at her incredulously. Takesies backsies? What are you, 3? She stands next to me, but a careful distance away while I sip the god-awful thaumaturgically processed blood. Silence hangs in the air like a brick. You look like shit. That's pretty much how I feel, too, so yeah, go ahead, laugh all you want, I don't really care. She grins but makes an attempt to conceal it. Guess she was raised better than I was. I'd be rolling on the floor laughing at the misery of someone who kicked my ass 4 nights ago. We call that Schadenfreude. So what happened? Did you find that sire of yours? I toss my head back and laugh hysterically. Girl, it'd be easier to tell you what didn't happen. Let's talk about it. Yeah, I found my sire. Or rather, he found me. This is Vampire the Masquerade, Reckoning of New York, the third, by draw distance, the third of a trilogy of New York-based visual novel games. You can find it on Steam. It's available right now. Fire away, my Sabat characters love to take that literally, yeah. Asshole. That's the word I was missing. I'm sorry to hear that. No need. It's a lesson learned for me. She murmurs something vaguely comforting, but doesn't prod, and I'm grateful for that. I get up to my feet, feeling slightly more in control, and brush the dirty snow off my clothes. Thanks. I owe you one. I rummage in my belt bag and fish out a crumpled business card. I know you Duskborn have a tough around getting around the juice suppliers, so here, my number. Give me a call and I'll see what I can do for you. I hesitate for a bit. Just wait a week or so. I've got some shit I need to deal with first. She takes it and looks down at it suspiciously. That's fair, I guess. Thanks. Are you gonna stick around New York, or...? Nah, I'm out of here. I try not to get offended at the visible relief on her face, so I start waving my hands energetically. Frankly, everyone should just take a hint and leave. The city is getting straight up uninhabitable. You can't even take a step without getting shit from the Camarilla, hunters, mysterious floating river cunts. Nuh-uh. Hard pass. She finally smiles at me and tucks the card into her pocket. Well, yeah, see you around. Or not. I turn and hurry away from our super awkward partying. I don't need to see any more frenemies tonight. Two's already pushing it. Hello. How you doing, fellow kids? Fellow kindred? Alright. Mato! I remember him. Liked him. So, you weren't just bragging, huh? Mato gives my RV a thorough once-over, his gaze tracing every line and shadow. There's an unmistakable hint of desire in his look, but he keeps his hands to himself, at least. It's really something. Do all Ravnos roll in style like this? Couldn't tell you. There aren't enough of us to keep tabs on each other. Mato falls silent. This sort of deep contemplation doesn't match his brawny exterior, but it's clear he's genuine, otherwise I might have sassed it off. Is it true what everyone's whispering about Elysium and all? Yep. He backs off when he sees I'm not keen on sharing more. He's a rare one, this Mato. I should get going, but just one more question? Shoot. Is Patty okay? He's fine. Last I saw him, he was fine. Dodged the worst of it, luckily. Can't believe the relief washing over him. I sincerely believe Patty doesn't deserve your friendship, oh gentle giant. Alright then, the garage is yours. Get some rest, Kelly. You look like hell. I'll do my best. He gives a nod as if tipping an invisible hat and walks off, but I'm left feeling like I missed something crucial. Mato? Yeah? Thanks. Really, I owe you one. Forget about it. The goofy grin of his lights up and he disappears into the building next door. Now it's just me. I thought cruising around the city at night might untangle my thoughts. Instead, it's knotted them together even tighter. Every sensible part of me wants to cut and run to leave all this madness behind. But then there's that impulsive side that's been leading the charge since day one, convincing me there might just be some merit to Reynard's crazy plan. If being a Raven has taught me anything, it's that snap decisions tend to work out for me in the end. I'm not going to decide anything right this minute. For now, I'm out. I'll see where my head's at come nightfall. Ka-chow. Oh. Meanwhile, oh, hello. I remember you. Your blade and fetish gear. He's also mistress. Oh, dear God. I'm begging you, mistress. None of us saw that coming. It's just, maybe the lad's wrong. Maybe we shouldn't trust... Silence. I don't have a voice for her. Oh, God. Mistress? I find no reason to doubt that bewildered boy. He may speak with defiance, but his hunger for what I've offered him is too great to be ignored. It is a bitter pill to swallow, but we've indeed been outnumbered. You shall bear the brunt of that mistake. Now turn around. Of that you can be certain. But now is not the time for groveling. We must act. What should we do? You and those two other imbeciles remain integral to the scheme. Maintain your roles, pretend that nothing has changed, and be utterly convincing. Once you secure the item, dispose of the others. All of them? All of them. I don't know what's going on. The reunion! Complete the reunion chapter. I do wish that night. You mean regular Blade? Meanwhile, at the cruise ship. It is regular Blade, yeah. Oh, God. I love the Blade movies. I don't care. Alright, because I'm going to try and power through this, because I assume this is the last night. This better be the last night. Hit the break button real quick. I'm going to go pee and come back, and I'm going to try and power through this. Here we go. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, I'm back. All right. God. Is there no sound again? In spite of last night's paralysis, the second my eyes opened, my mind's already made up. I'm just wired to follow my gut, to be driven by impulses, the good, the bad, the totally random. No, I hear music now. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm jumping into the fray, of course. I'm backing Reynard, not because I'm still hung up on him, because of some noble pipe dream he has for our clan. Hell no, I'm in it purely for the thrill of the new. It's stupid. It's such a stupid decision, honestly. And it's kind of... I think they should have given you a choice. Because there's a couple endings you could have, like, if you're just like, nah, peace out of New York. Nah. It's pretty much a death wish. But screw it, comes with the Ravnos territory. Come on, stop hiccuping. I know it happens when we talk too long. Who the hell is knocking on my RV? Get those kids off my lawn. Callie, you in there? Get out here, fast. Oh, it's just my kind of host. It's just my kind host. What choice do I have but to oblige? Mato, what's going on? Look, Callie, I'm really sorry, but you need to leave now. Did I mess up or something? He looks all twisted up like he's been on high alert since last night. No, you didn't. It's just some serious shit hit the fan and I only just found out. Staying here ain't safe for you. Is it that bad? It's a goddamn disaster. I would grill him for more, but his disaster isn't my circus. Not anymore. I've got other places to be. Give me 5 and I'm out of your hair. Thanks. It's for the best, really. Hit me up in a few months, yeah? Once everything's cooled down. Doubtful. I am basically an outcast now, and I wasn't planning on a return trip either. This place is a magnet for bullshit. I see. That's too bad, really. But in case you change your mind, we'll see. Stay safe, Mato. He gives me a frantic nod, his mind obviously racing someplace else. What the hell are the Anarchs up to? Yeah, whatever. I'm out. First things first, I'm going to drive my baby back to that isolated parking spot from before. I don't think the Camarilla is going to be that interested in gutting my RV again, so she should be safe there. Oh, she's bloodbound to some degree. You're so smart, Jerry. You're so smart. I didn't even think of that. Like, wouldn't she have mentioned at one point at any time, been like, sometimes he makes me drink his blood. That's weird. Next to rendezvous with Reynard and his endless drivel, I hope he's at least cooked up a plan that doesn't require my final death. I'm gonna do everything I can to get that vial, and then we'll just see how good I really am at surfing through sheer fucking chaos. Nothing else. Okay. Burning Man in New York. I show up early, way too early. I tell myself it's just my usual routine, checking the perimeter to make sure there aren't any red flags. Old habits die hard, I guess. I'm on the prowl, eyes peeled for any sign of a trap or anyone looking for trouble. I scour the place for our secret messages, desperate for something that yells, Callie, babe, this one's for you. Then I grab the best hiding spot I can find, slip into the shadows, and settle in to wait. And wait. And wait. God damn it, where is he? I don't know, could he possibly have tricked us again? He wouldn't trick us a third time. The first 2 times, just to see how gullible you were. I pace restlessly while the infamous clock of Tribeca Tower mocks my naivete. Minutes turn to hours and I start feeling like a complete moron, waiting for he who never shows. Deja vu slaps me in the face, hard. Same shit, different night. Well, maybe the gritty Manhattan backdrop adds some flavor to the bitterness. Hardly a week's gone by, and here I am, repeating my mistake, except now I'm willingly blindfolded, fully aware of the shitstorm I'm marching into. Damn, I'm too wired to think straight. Why the hell would Reynard ditch me, especially when he's the one who asked for my help? Unless he played me again, which would make me the queen of fools. Makes no sense, though. No fucking sense at all. After another half hour of fuming, I start walking around randomly, hoping to bump into him just through sheer luck. Turns out I should have bailed earlier because the asshole did leave a hint after all. My search was just half-assed. Yeah, God, you gotta be right, Jerry. She's definitely gotta be blood bonded and also, like, gaslighted to the extreme, the way that she talks about herself. Like, the way she talks about herself outside of Reynard, like, with Patrick and stuff, she seems like she's pretty confident in who she is, but when she's talking about Reynard, she's like, I'm an idiot, I'm a moron, the queen of fools, and I'm like, God, Girl, find a salubri, get some therapy. He tweaks, and then a Tremere, like, afterwards to break that blood bond. He tweaks some old hobo signs, mixing in just enough of our code to make it barely noticeable. It must have been a rush job, or I would have spotted it way sooner. The sign that usually means free medical help now reads, "This is a decoy, head this way." It's pointing towards Times Square. God, there's something about this whole situation, something I've missed so much. It's not the sign itself, it's the person behind it, the familiarity in those messed up strokes, the sense that it was meant just for me. This is sad. I loathe the thought, but it wraps me up completely in this twisted sense of home. My clan's perverse idea of belonging. Focus on the damn job. You're a pro. You rule your emotions, they don't rule you. Remember that, kid. I snap out of it, give myself a couple of good, refreshing slaps, and shove that yearning, the ache that brings nothing but ruin, back into the furthest corners of my mind. This is sad. Find a salubri, get some therapy, enjoy a nice dinner. Yeah. Reynard's own damn advice finally clicked, so at least there's that. I head for the subway without a second thought. I've got a direction and just a sliver of time to brace myself for whatever's down the road. Oh, this is great. Oh, I love this art. I love this so much. This is fantastic. I love her. Oh, God, her outfit's so good. It's so good. I find him waiting in an alley a couple of blocks away from Carnegie Hall. He's strutting around with that smug grin of his, showing off his perfect teeth. It's a miracle his loud overcoat doesn't drown out the New Year's Eve celebrations. My sire, the king of bullshit, just as infuriatingly memorable as ever. Seems they chose the spot carefully. It's shockingly quiet here. Whatever's planned, it's clear they want to keep any uproar around the convoy to a controlled minimum. Everything feels so mundane, aside from the distant sounds of revelry and the view of the Times Square Ball. The moment Reynard senses me nearby, he turns around and gives me an aggravatingly casual salute, signaling for me to come over. Knew you wouldn't let me down, kid. Sure you did. Because I ensured it by feeding you my blood, without you noticing or something. I spot 3 other kindred with him, all dressed in black and gray, radiating this weird aura that seems to pull the shadows closer to them. Is it a little sombra? No! Why? Give him a name! I'm begging you, give him a name! Evening, ma'am, Mr. Castle? The trio fans out on Reynard's signal, scoping out the street. I stand my ground, arms crossed, ready to vent my irritation when he comes over. You don't know Tharmas? There we go, thank you for giving me my name. I'm honestly baffled you haven't bumped into him yet. The guy's all over the shop. At some point, there's an opportunity to bump into him, but I picked different things than I did in the demo because I wanted to see different stuff. Tharmas? What is he, the Greek god of assholery or something? Nah, it's just his alias. Smells like something from a Blake poem. He's all about that esoteric horse shit. I let the silence hang for a while trying to figure him out, but he's more of a closed book than ever. So all these guys, they're Vritra's crew? He pauses, mulling over his answer. Some of them, yeah. I drop my voice to a whisper. Not exactly a confidence boost. Yeah, be more cryptic, would you? Ooh. His gaze sharpens, annoyance flickering across his face. Doesn't happen often, but I've seen it before. Getting cold feet, Callie? It's all or nothing with me, you know that. Either you get fully on board and trust my lead, or we're done here. I give him a hard look. I don't think these guys can actually pull it off. They'll manage, plus they're La Sombra. And that means... Whoa, she's real young. Means shit in general. Ouch. But tonight, they're providing the digital offense. Any kind of modern tech goes haywire around them, makes us nearly invisible to smartphone cameras. That's either incredibly risky or downright brilliant, and Reynard is rarely off the mark. Still not clear on what I'm supposed to be doing. He locks eyes with me for the first time since we met up last night. Gone is any hint of the warmth I remember, replaced entirely by purpose. Chilling, undiluted purpose. It scares the undead shit out of me. I need you to be yourself, Callie. That cunning, sharp-tongued performer I embraced under the glare of that burning effigy. You've got this. Trust me, I wouldn't bet against you. Did he brace her at Burning Man? Jeez. Jeez. It better be a damn good bet. His grin, phony as a $3 bill, somehow eases the tension. We just sit there for a while, soaking in the moment, a rare thing for our clan. Part of me aches to trust him. Damn, he's making it so incredibly tempting. It would be so easy, so soothing to let down my walls and shove all my skepticism aside. It would hurt a lot less. But I can't let myself go there. Not with everything that's gone down. I've got to stay sharp, keep my defenses up, always on alert. Especially against him. All the fun abilities are so many dots in the tabletop game. Well, well, I see that two ways. One, you can have a lot of fun with the lower level things, depending on what you and your storyteller come up with creatively. And two, you know, talk to your storyteller. Ask for what I like to do, but I'm a jerk. So what I like to do is my players will come to me and say, hey, I really want to take this, you know, level 4 discipline. What can I do to convince you to let me take it? And I'll go like, well, I'll make a devil's bargain with you. And usually it'll end up hurting them emotionally in game. But they think it's a trade-off that's worth it. Curta Diablo roll and double your XP. I mean, there you go. A little more risky than mine, but, you know, whatever works. Oh, God. No. Maybe. Maybe. What about hunters? Think we'll get a surprise party from the hunters? Doubtful. They took a serious hit during the Elysium fiasco. They'd be fools to make a move now, not without... He cuts himself off and quickly rises to his feet. You'll have to figure out the rest as we go. Shit's about to go down. Just then, I catch a signal from one of the La Sombras. The convoy's about to approach. Come, let's give those folks the show of a lifetime. Slipping back into my old self feels like putting on a worn-out pair of jeans, familiar and comforting, but you know all the places they pinch. So even as I'm chafing, I pretend everything's the same, like we're just two old pals, him teaching me learning. There's still some twisted respect there, I admit, but I'm not blinded by his bullshit anymore. This is the only way I can pull this off. That's my secret to keeping a poker face, even when I'm drowning in the sea of lies. Perhaps to truly discover myself, I had to vanish into the chaos first, but now I see clearly. I'm Callie, a Ravnos through and through. I'm my own damn self, not some puppet on strings. Let's fucking do this. By the time I get back to Reynard, he's already in full swing, working the fast-growing crowd. Ladies, gentlemen, if I may have your undivided attention for a moment. Yes, you too, big guy. I need you all to be a part of this. Without you, there's no magic. He pauses for dramatic effect, casting his gaze around, and somehow everyone immediately turns towards him, fixated on his captivating gestures. The actual fuck, Reynard, thought we were aiming for low-key. Hang tight, kid. Let the maestro do his work. He weaves through the crowd, pulling in the stragglers with his charm and dazzling them with quick-fingered tricks. I catch sight of a few smartphones coming out, but two of our La Sombra crew are on it, sticking close to ensure all recordings end up a grainy mess. Tonight, we're diving headfirst into the unknown, an expedition of wonder. Are you with me? There's a resounding hell yeah! I keep my own lips sealed. To the fine folks gathered in this crazy beautiful jungle, tonight you're the key masters to the secrets of the universe. But I gotta ask, are your minds open? Are you prepared to question everything you've ever believed? The crowd's lapping the shit up. We're just puppets to the rules, the laws of physics, moral codes, you name it. And let's not forget ordinances, the chains of our so-called society. I bet you know exactly what I mean. Especially you, sir. Yes, you in the cashmere vest. You look like you've got at least a couple of unfair parking tickets to your name, am I right? The joke's lame as hell, but the crowd laughs anyway. But what if we said, fuck the rules tonight? What if I showed you the truth so wild it breaks every damn law and paves the path to true freedom? In a second, my beautiful assistant and I are gonna blow your minds with something that's been years in the making. It ain't a simple trick, it challenges what we accept as reality. So one more time. Are you with me? The crowd's buzzing, which gives me a moment to jab Reynard in the side. Jesus, Reynard, this was your master plan, working the crowd? Come on, don't be such a Debbie Downer. You'll love this. You're the headliner, after all. Our spectacle. It's your call. You've lost your goddamn mind. We've rocked this shit before, Callie, loads of times. It's gonna be legendary. Trust me. I won't trust him, thank you very much, but even though I act pissed, I'm secretly buzzing with excitement. I know exactly the kind of magic we're gonna work tonight. Whoa! Fata Morgana. In that one lore sheet lets you avoid the humanity loss when eating your betters exists for a reason. It's true, it's true. I have no message from you, Box. Nothing that got blocked or anything. Might be internet on your end. Pull Spark of Rage. I mean, if he had dots and potence, he could totally do it. I don't have enough dots in these things. Oh god, I could have done something gross with Unliving Hive. That would have been nasty. The Grand Mirage. We're rolling with the 223. That's our shorthand for the trick's complexity and style we're about to pull off. It's his brainchild, so he gets the message right away. With a little twist, though. I trust you know what you're doing. Of course, I'm going with my gut. He nods and hypes up the crowd even more. Now, my friends, we're going beyond illusion, beyond mere tricks of the eye. This is real magic. The kind of magic that makes matter reform and change at the flick of the magician's wrist. Tonight, we're going to blow the lid off of what you've always known, the shit the government buries to play us for idiots. Tonight, we'll make the impossible possible. So please, give a round of applause to this brave heart who has volunteered to be the focus of our upcoming journey. I slip into the role of the trick's subject, my current mood adding a touch of reluctance and irritation, my nods heavy with theatrical impatience. A journey of truth, tearing down the facade of our world, a journey in which my assistant will command the very essence of the universe itself, to bend to her will as easily as a blade of grass bends under the power of a hurricane. It's a spectacle not of trickery, but of transcendence. Forget the smoke mirrors, CGI, or any hidden tricks. Tonight, we're diving deep with just our collective psyche and the sheer force of the mind, bending the reality of compact dimensions. Why use few words when lots of words will do? He spins the bullshit flailing around me in what looks like a mystical ritual, urging everyone to join in an idiotic effort to make me vanish. Oi, Raven, the Sad, they're here! I jerked my head towards him. He must be British, but I can't do British accents. That dumbass from Vritra's gang is pointing at some plain van rolling up, shadowed by a dark sedan, both jammed up thanks to our street act. Reynard spots them and smirks like he's just won the lottery. You good to go, kid? Yeah, let's fucking do this. Knock their socks off. Make sure you grab everyone's attention. I nod, stepping forward with my killer smile, arms raised and drawing attention as I drop into a graceful bow. Ladies and gentlemen, and anyone in between, I dare you to raise your eyes to the sky to witness the miracle of bright nights and rushing tides. My hand shoots up with a mesmerizing flourish, pointing to the crescent moon, and all the eyes in the crowd follow as if led on a leash. I almost faint when new and still untamed power surges through me. Power of exposing what is seen out of the corner of one's eye, what is omitted and forgotten, what is uncanny and frightening. And before the very eyes of the curious onlookers, a sliver of the strikingly pale moon grows within the boundless void, as if pulled out of the cosmos inch by an unknown force, until it shines down brightly on the gathered crowd. I would have smirked if I wasn't so focused on maintaining the illusion. No, not maintaining. Pushing it further. I waved my hands in an exaggerated movement, stolen bit by bit from an old anime I used to obsess over as a kid, and I let out a wild, unhinged scream. Blood Moon, heed my call! Reveal your true colors! The moon shimmers against the ocean of ink, starting to fade back into the sprawling darkness, until it doesn't. From top to bottom and left to right, its pale glow stains with a swiftly deepening, eerie crimson. By the time the hungry red completely consumes it, the crowd's on edge, borderline scared. Uncertain whispers ripple through, bouncing from lip to lip. But I am not done. Now fall! My hand twists in the air, reaching up as if to grab the moon. It's pretty sweet, actually. Trying to pluck it out of its eternal nest and hurl it onto Mother Earth. The moon pulses high in the sky, then starts to grow and grow and grow, like a comet, like a meteor, like an impending doom. The crowd shudders, shielding their eyes, and then the moon vanishes like it was never there. First, there's silence. Then the crowd realizes every billboard, every conceivable screen along the street, instead of displaying an ad for the latest top-shelf water saturator, seems to be showing the image of my illusion, the televised blood moon, now streaming $6.99 per month. And then everyone goes wild. I watched their reaction from just beyond the crowd, unnoticed by the captivated onlookers. Nobody saw me slip off the stage, nobody except Reynard, who shoots me a nod of quiet acknowledgement. Unseen, I meld back from the shadows just beyond the crowd, unnoticed by the captivated onlookers. Only then does the tension slam into me like a truck, nearly sending me to my knees. It worked. It fucking worked. I sigh, a pointless reflex, but it somehow resets my inner balance, even as this nagging unease, this dread of screwing up, continues to slither up my spine. I clench my jaw and stand my ground, locked in, fully alert. Reynard's got the crowd worked up past the point of no return, the Elysium trio scanning every corner, watching the Sad's van like hawks. That van, so plain and unnoticed, carries a vial of vitae so ancient it challenges all logic. Do those agents even know the significance of their cargo? SAD, Special Affairs Division, a rare breed of mortals with insight into our hidden world, spearheading the crusade against all evil. Feels like some messed up fairy tale, but hey, I used to say the same shit about vampires, didn't I? The agents step out, the driver leading the way, shotguns at the ready, their gazes laser-focused on the mob. They're beyond pissed. The driver attempts to disperse the crowd, screaming his lungs out, but it's like shouting into a black hole. They're stuck deep in their own heads, thanks to Reynard's manipulation. Can't you see? We've just started, and here they are, breathing down our necks, trying to control us, trying to fucking chain you up. Are you really gonna let that happen? Are you gonna let them rip your freedom away just like that? As if on cue, the crowd starts booing the convoy's guards, who are totally lost trying to make sense of the chaos. In the midst of it all, the Elysium trio moves into place smoother than shadows. I'm on edge, jittery, waiting for my moment. So what are we waiting for, people? Let's hand them a new one. With Reynard's words lighting the fuse, the crowd explode. This is Spark of Rage, there we go. if it is indeed Spark of Rage. The crowd explodes in fury, closing in on the guards who are frantically trying to not pull any triggers. The other two agents in the sedan are completely overrun, trapped by the seething mob. Reynard gives me a signal and melts into the crowd, beelining to the van. Weaving through the crowd, I make my way toward the driver, gently pushing bystanders aside with finesse and resolve. It doesn't take long before I spot a promising-looking key swinging from his belt. I edge closer, focused and driven, though the exhilaration almost betrays me. My hand barely shakes with excitement as I grasp the key, but the agent senses the slight tug and instantly turns, our eyes meeting in a silent standoff. Whoopsies! Whoopsies! Oh, hello! Hello, Azur. Used to play Elder games. I won't stop. You can still play Elder games. V20 still around. Ravnos, yes. Yes, we are Ravnos. So is our sire. Hello. Hello, welcome in. I'm nobody. I'll shove him away. Before he can say anything, I give him a shove. I played in a V20 Dark Ages game not that long ago, and it was pretty wild to play someone with so much power. For me, coming from V5, it felt very like nothing scares me. Like, you know, like, what do I have to be worried about? But, yeah. Not really for me. Hey, back the fuck off, creep. That just riles up the crowd even more, pushing them to the brink of a full-on brawl. I don't hang around to watch the fallout. I head to the van with the key in hand. I could just snatch that vial and run, but a firm grip on my shoulder stops me. Nicely done, kid. Now hand over the key. His gaze is chilling, void of warmth. Let go of me. We're running out of goddamn time. Look at the crowd. You wound them up too much. I know. Give me the key. I'll get the vial as fast as I can. Before I can even snap back, he's already darting towards the van. My hand is suddenly empty. I try to give chase, but the throng of people swells and effectively blocks my path. The nagging unease slithers up my spine yet again. Feels like a damn century, but finally Reynard struts out of the van holding a wrapped-up bundle close to his chest like it's the... I don't know what this is. I'm dumb. Cullinan diamond. I feel like I've heard of this before. This must be a famous diamond. It's not the Hope diamond, but it must be a famous diamond because I feel like I've heard of it before, but I'm also dumb, so I don't know. Cullinan diamond. I'm waving like a maniac, trying to get his attention, but he straight up ignores me. I yell and try and break through the wall of noise, and just when I'm about to, a shotgun blast tears through the din, a deafening silence in its wake. Panic fractures the crowd. The sad agents finally comprehend the clusterfuck, but it's too late. Tharmas and his Psycho La Sombra crew rip into them, removing any chance of retaliation. It's pure anarchy. Get it? Then Tharmas, that crazy bastard, turns on Reynard with a snarl. The other La Sombra pounce on the other agents who've just managed to stumble out of their sedan. And me, I'm just standing there, paralyzed, completely fucking useless. Amid this mayhem, the Times Square ball illuminates the night with vibrant colors as it nears the end of its descent. It's weirdly gorgeous, the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. My voice falters. Which should I pick? Reynard! So revised edition? Yeah, still around. It's revised edition. There's a book that is coming out for V5 that was announced a few days ago, called In Memoriam. That gives you rules to play Elders in V5. It's coming out. Man, those poor agents are just going to be so sad after this if they survive. The sad agents are sad. He was everything. My maker, my mentor, my shield, the supreme overlord of bullshit, but now when he looks at me, there's nothing there. I don't know who this person is. Maybe the Reynard I thought I knew was never really real to begin with. What's happening? Please. Reynard, please. His gaze jumps from the vial he's clutching to Tharmas, then to me, and then he's gone, dashing towards Central Park, just fucking off and leaving me stranded. Shocking. Not. Again. I finally shove my way out of the crowd, barely noticing Tharmas and one of the other La Sombra goons in pursuit of Reynard. But I'm not really focused on them. No, it's because the last La Sombra is coming at me, eyes screaming, I'm gonna fuck you up, against the backdrop of the bloodied, sad sedan. Is this the kindred equivalent of staring down the barrel? I fight back as hard as I can, but he's just too strong. He slams me to the ground, his eyes burning with a wild frenzy, hungry for my final death. I close my eyes, steeling myself for what comes next. It's close. I can sense it. My reckoning. Get it? She said it. She said the name. And then pain, excruciating pain, like a blade carving through my cheekbone, burrowing toward my brain. But the oblivion doesn't come. Instead, the heavy weight of a motionless corpse pins me down, oddly comforting, like a big, warm, chunky blanket on a winter night. My eyes snap open. The La Sombra thug, his head a gory mess, rolls off me in slow motion. Guess the same bullet that obliterated his skull must have kissed my cheek, too. The sidewalk next to me erupts with a deafening blast. I'm up and running before I can think twice, not even glancing back because it's clear that Sad isn't fucking around. They've got snipers ready to pick me off. The crowd's thinning, but there are enough people left for me to slip away. I'm heading straight for Central Park. And with every step, wrath grows within me like a tidal wave, stronger and more vicious than ever. Ooh. When the sounds finally reach me, the outcome of the pursuit is obvious. Reynard's on the losing side. The only breaks in the sickening rhythm of soft, fleshy impacts are his agonized groans. Gah! I edge closer. Stop phrasing it that way. And stop saying goon. Stepping from my shadow to shadow, careful not to land myself in a similarly shitty scenario. When I finally see him, holy fuck. Reynard looks like hell. Legs broken, nose caved in. That smug grin of his has been wiped away clean. A few dark stains show where the damage got too severe. His vitae now still, painting the dimly lit pavement. And then there's Tharmas, flaunting the prize that Reynard was so desperate to get, now firmly in his grasp, mockingly dangled just out of my sire's reach. He carefully unwraps the cause of all this ruin, holding it up to catch the moonlight. The relic of my lineage, essence without form, Zapathosaurus blood. All that chaos over this little thing? Seriously, Castle, your pathetic bloodline doesn't justify such defiance. Honestly, it's hard to argue with that. The blood looks mundane, just slightly darker and thicker than the regular stuff. But there's more to it, an elusive, intangible allure, something hypnotic. As if it's whispering to me. Give it to me. What am I doing? Another sickening sound, another bone gone wrong. This time his arm, twisted like a corkscrew. The wound could heal quickly, but gods, he's a wreck. And I feel nothing. Absolutely nothing. Tharmas quickly stuffs the bundle back into his jacket and signals his Lasombra goon to keep an eye on Reynard. Then he grabs the machete, the same one Reynard magically whipped out against him not too long ago. The thought of diving in to save my sire barely tickles my brain, then disappears before I can even consciously squash it. Time to wrap things up, eh, Castle? Go fuck your... I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, with these short burst things. Even in the faint moonlight, I see his teeth scatter through the air and disappear into the fluffy snow. I'm not a voice actor if it's not super obvious. You know, Vritra wanted me to officially thank you for all your efforts before putting an end to your sorry ass, but yeah, fuck that, we're short on time. Reynard manages a laugh, although it sounds strange, wheezy, surprisingly doesn't feel like a laughter of resignation. What's so damn funny? Suddenly oh, that's right, his dog. A massive Doberman launches straight at Tharmas, knocking him down towards me. The dog snaps Tharmas's neck with a vicious bite. Dang, that's a good dog. That's nearly surgical, and his head rolls gently away from his body. I'm pretty sure Tharmas saw me before being decapitated, just didn't have the chance to rat me out to his buddy. Reynard's machete falls close by. I pick it up almost unconsciously. It's nice to feel something tangible in my hand. It reminds me that what I'm seeing is real. The ever-present New Year's Eve lights glint off its blade. The music from Times Square amps up, drowning out all the sounds in the world. Reynard's poor loyal mutt doesn't make it. The other Lasombra goon finishes it off with a swift, lethal strike. Boo, boo. And the dog's departure is marked by a soft, regretful whimper. Boo. Hate that. It's the worst part of this game. Shame I had more affection for that dog than its master. Yeah, for sure. My favorite character is that dog. Don't even know his name. My favorite character in everything is the dog. The goon makes her a move for Tharmas's corpse, going for the vial. Cujo, the dog. Sorry. What am I talking about? I don't even blink, don't pause to think. I just let loose with the machete, pouring every ounce of strength into one strike. Ah! His head hits the ground with a thud, his body crumpling right after. Dang, girl. I can't feel my legs. You go, girl. Reynard catches my eye but keeps his mouth shut. Whether he's physically unable or just doesn't want to speak, I don't know. It's not like I give a damn. I grab the bundle and peel it open, holding the vial up to the moonlight. It looks underwhelming. How could such a simple thing spark so much madness? This aura it gives off, power, potential, risk, lineage, the threat of eternal demise. This could brighten the future or spell the doom of my entire clan. Callie, oh fuck. His voice barely cuts through the buzzing in my ears. The numbness has spread from my legs. I can barely move my fingers. Even my eyelids feel frozen. Callie, hand it over, please. I've never felt less like myself. Just a sip. God damn it, I'll be up and running in no time. I've never felt more like myself either. No. Callie, things could go back to how they were. Together we could do so much more. Reach heights. Shut the fuck up, Reynard. Shut up for once. And he does. For once he actually listens. I finally see you for who you are. And I'm just tired of your bullshit. I'm done letting you spew any more of it. You ungrateful cunt. You owe me. Oh my god. Yeah, Revise and V20 are the oddballs. Yep. Say the name, take a drink. Sad is mad. Heckin' good dog, yeah, boo. Oh god. I'm not doing great. You watch me storytell, I have like a roster of voices that I cycle through, and that's it. I don't do voices. I'm not a voice actor. I'm not an actor. Remain silent. Okay. A distant radio's crackle and the sound of footsteps signal that the sad has picked up my scent. The sad who is mad. Now you deal with the fallout. I slip the vial into my belt bag and start to walk. Feeling returns to my body like it's made of lead, but I can move again. Don't you walk away from me, kid. I made you. I keep walking. I don't dare look back. I can't bear to. Callie! I break into a full sprint. I just can't. I need to get out of here. I get swept up by the crowd again. Oh God. My instincts are screaming in overdrive as a wildfire of pure, raw, unadulterated panic threatens to explode inside my head. 6! Then it hits me. The familiarity of this... Oh, she's so pretty. Of this crowd, its rhythm, pulsing, moving as one, buzzing from every conceivable high, pulsating with anticipation, desire, ecstasy. This crowd is where I belong. 5. I literally came into the world this way. My mom gave birth to me in the middle of a desert rave, right in a goddamn public pool. That's... Damn, goddamn. Goddamn. All my firsts happen in the heart of such a crowd. First deception, first puff of weed, first psychedelic journey, first true intimacy. Oh, God. First shady deal. It was in a crowd like this that I was embraced. 4. Fucking hell, Reynard, why? Why in the... He had a knack for making everything seem within reach, for making me believe that this unlife of ours meant something. That I meant something. Was I nothing more than a tool in your hands? Did any truth ever escape your lips, or was it all lies? 3. I let the sea of bodies carry me, transform me, merging into the totality of sensations, a singular, overwhelming experience. And just like that, I'm back to myself. No more sad tales to worry about, if they ever were really onto me. I'm sure they got distracted by the decoy I dropped in Central Park. I feel like shit. Oh, the smile. Smile through the pain, babe. But for the past week, pretty much everyone's been treating me like shit, and some have been at it way longer, just dressed up as care. Patrick. 2. It's only now that I catch sight of the Times Square ball hanging right above me. The countdown's on. Almost midnight. Welcome. 2025, the year brimming with potential. The year for change. But what about you, my dear phony caitiff? Will you change too, or will you remain obsessed with the belief that the answers lie somewhere beyond? That all you need is patience and diligence and you'll be led to them in the end like a lost sheep? I truly hope you find your way back to reality. Maybe. 1! Maybe then I'll track you down. You'll be all stiff and awkward, and I'll hassle you till your eyes roll from their sockets. You can do other things to make his eyes roll from his sockets. And together we'll work it all out. Physically. Let's go! Happy New Year, my ass. I finally break free from the crowd. A quick scan of the area shows no immediate threats. No sad, no hunters, no damn ivory tower in sight. Good. I am done with this city. Oh, there's more! Anyone who's finished this, tell me how much more. Shut up, Huddifer! Faith in me? I have no plans. Vin is a voice actor. I have no plans to become a voice actor. It's not in the cards for me. It's not my vision. Fine. I'm fine exactly where I am. I have the ambition for it. Plus my voice tanks out so fast. Like I'm dying over here. This is the last scene. Okay, because I'm losing it. And I need this voice to do Glen Kildove tomorrow. My memory of getting here is all foggy. I must have strayed off the path more than a few times because it's late as hell with the sun about to peek over the skyline. How much time do I have left? 20 minutes? Maybe 30 if I'm lucky? Finally, I round the corner of the parking lot where I left my RV. There's a surge of relief when I spot her tucked away in the shadows, still in one piece. But the shadows don't feel empty. Callie. Oh my god! Sorry, we're not alone. Fucking hell, Patrick. Don't sneak up on me like that. If you're here just to... He's trying to act cool, slouching against my RV, but every line of his lanky body screams blood, wounds, agony, even if his face isn't showing it at all. In fact, it's totally blank in that familiar, almost comforting way, but something's off about his whole demeanor, the way he looks at me, the way he's standing there, as if he's not pouncing at me only because the pain's holding him back. My gut always goes nuts when I'm facing a real danger, and right now I listen. So I come to a halt. What's wrong? Are you hurt? I'm fine. It seems the SAD has started hiring amateurs. Or they're just slipping up, as I'm sure you're well aware. I am well aware, but how the hell does he know that? I just nod curtly and keep my mouth shut. I'm sorry about Reynard. I get that he was a flawed man who caused you more than enough suffering, but grief is rarely just black or white, is it? And while I never knew my own sire, I can sympathize. I'm truly sorry for your loss. How do you... You've been spying on me? He shrugs with one shoulder, a pathetic attempt at nonchalance. Knowing things is what I do. Knowledge is power, right? And on the topic of knowledge, he takes a step towards me and I instinctively take one back, tensing up, ready to flee or fight. He stops, gazing at me with his big, empty eyes. Why don't you hand over the vial? Fuck! So this is it, huh? I really am just a lone rogue. Callie versus the goddamn world. I'd laugh, but there's no joy left in me, not even a trace of sarcasm. All this time. You lying sack of shit. I'm not your enemy, Callie. I just need the vial. Hand it over, please. In the end, survival's the game we play. Lie. I have no idea what you're on about. He just gives me an unamused glare. The vial of Zapathosaurus blood that you and your sire stole from the SAD's transport earlier tonight. Do I need to explain myself further? Yeah, go ahead. Enlighten me about this imaginary vial. Callie, I've come to appreciate your jesting, but this is an entirely serious matter. I hiss at him, back hunched and fangs bared, but curiosity killed the raven. Why? Why the hell are you doing this? To kiss the sheriff's ass? To put me in my place? Tell me. I told you. It's knowledge I'm after. Be more specific. I'm just a blind tool, remember? Callie. He struggles a bit, his voice hanging in the air. I told you about my Malkavian heritage. It has plagued me for as long as I can remember. That vial contains my heritage, not yours. That vial, more than anything, holds immense power. A force vast enough to either usher in our doom or unlock the gateway to uncharted possibilities. It all hinges on who claims it first. He hesitates, but seems too exhausted to keep up with his facade of secrets. Vritra is certain the blood will expand her mind. She assured me it would grant her unique insight into the nature of our kind, and in turn the nature of my voice. Bruh. My God, Patrick, she couldn't possibly be lying and manipulating you. I stare at him, mouth agape. Are you fucking serious right now? He just nods, his expression unreadable. I don't even know where to start. You've been in cahoots with Vritra the whole time? I thought... You made me think you were scared shitless of her. I am scared of her. I really am. But, Callie, I'm old. Far older than you. 4 times your age, at least. I survived the fall of London. I've witnessed the true extent of the eternal struggle. I've even learned to outsmart the conflicting voices in my head. But this one bizarre, distinct voice. Bro, you're a Malkavian. Alright? You just gotta deal with it. You're part of the Madness Network, the Hive Mind, the Cobweb, whatever you want to call it. You're a child of Malkov. You just have to get over it. You've had enough time. Get over it. Embrace it. I have to know why it still haunts me. I can't go on without answers. Vritra, she promised me that. I burst out laughing, fury and disbelief coursing through my veins. Oh, she promised you. Really? You absolute moron. Callie, I've never met her, not even once, and I'm 100% sure she's gonna fuck you over. How could she not? She fucks over everyone. He doesn't seem to hear me. You don't know her like I do. I've been in talks with her for months. She's reasonable, if strict. Stay on her good side, and she delivers on her promises. How can you be so naive? Has she actually come through on anything she's promised, or has she just been stringing you along, using those promises as bait? He shakes his head, not in disagreement, but as if he wanted to dislodge my words from his ears. Just hand over the vial. Patty, wake up. Your obsession's leading you right to your own pit of decay. What happened to your instincts, to all the voices that prophesied the future? Where are they now, when you're about to entrust Vritra with unimaginable power? Can't you see the end of the world in the making? What's wrong with you? Everything is wrong with me. The raw fury in his voice shocks me. I've never seen him so unhinged, eyes ablaze, fangs out, fingers curled into claws and ready for a fight. But just as quickly he regains his composure, shaking his head again and relaxing his hands. I'm going to ask you one last time. Please hand over the vial. I know the past few nights have been hell for you, through no fault of your own. And for what it's worth, I've grown to like you. I really don't want to get this ugly. I really don't want this to get ugly, rather. I don't want to get this ugly. But I need that vial, so hand it over. Now. No. I said no. A furious red mist clouds my vision, obliterating the last scraps of common sense I barely had to begin with. I don't even catch Patrick's reaction. I just turn away from him and storm off towards the RV. But I don't get very far. Give me that vial. Suddenly, I'm no longer in control of my own body. My limbs are stiff, my head frozen in place, voice lost. I'm a marionette, and my puppeteer has just pulled my strings taut. Dementation will do that for you. Go to the Panders and have them cut you off from the Madness Network. I mean, if we're running with V5 lore here, so no. So no. Embrace it. Not exactly what I invite some milk to do. I mean, you gotta, though. You gotta at some point. I mean, or you just, become all gnarled and terrible, But seriously, he's not gonna get the solution he's looking for. I don't care what he does. I turn against my own will, legs straining in protest, and step by step I walk towards Patrick, who is looking at me steadily, one hand extended and fingers dancing subtly as if orchestrating my every move. And I can't stop. No matter how much I scream inside my head, urging my muscles to defy him, there is nothing I can do to break free from Patrick's indomitable will. I march right up to him and slowly reach into my belt bag with a trembling hand. And then it stops. Patrick pauses for a moment, his hand dropping towards his dice ring. He starts spinning it erratically with a distant look in his eyes. And though the invisible strings still tug at my limbs, I can feel them loosening with every damn spin. The moment his concentration wavers, I seize my chance. In that fleeting second of Patrick's hesitation, I grab the wooden stake he gave me on the first night we met and drive it into his heart in one swift move. He lets out a soft, startled sound and crumples onto the ground, unmoving. Only his eyes betray his consciousness, dazed, astonished, and absolutely terrified. I can't believe I feel sorry for him, the same jerk who pulled me along and pretended to care for nearly a week. Christ, I must be some kind of magnet for a very specific brand of asshole, proven twice over in just one night. Well, lesson learned. The worst part is, this isn't even your fault. Patrick can't respond, of course, but hell, I'm not even sure who I'm talking to, him or myself. I crouch down, head buried between my knees, desperately trying to choke back the panic and grief swelling up in me like a tide. Dawn is almost upon us. I can't just break down now, damn it. I need to get out of here. I glance at Patrick, but quickly look away, seeing his eyes empty and soulless. I could remove the stake. Nobody deserves to burn alive. Unalive, as the case may be. Unable to do anything about it, but I just know he won't let up. My gut screams that the second I pull that stake out, he'll come at me again, stubborn as hell. And right now, my gut's the only thing I trust. Patrick lied to me over and over again. About his ring, his motives, his ties to Vritra. How can I trust him not to hurt me when he's just like everyone else? Maybe it's time I really start living like one of my kind, minding my own business instead of sticking my nose into others, even with the best of intentions. Survival's the game we all play. But it's the sun that dictates the rules, so let's have the sun decide. I leave Patrick sprawled on the ground and hop into my RV. I start the engine, slam my foot on the gas. You gotta look out for yourself, Callie. Nobody else is gonna do it. You gotta look out for yourself. I chant the words over and over like a mantra as I drive away, leaving behind Patrick, the Camarilla, the Anarchs, the city, this whole fucking mess, while the vial containing the blood of my most ancient of ancestors burns a hole in my belt bag. Gotta look out for yourself, Callie. But if I'm really just looking out for myself, why the hell do I feel so wrecked? This is my fucked up reckoning. And nothing in the world can take it away. January 2025, Reckoning's End. The vial rests in my palm. Oh my god, we just left it about to burn. The vial rests in my palm, heavy with both promise and burden. The blood inside is dark, thick like syrup, and there seems to be a faint warmth to it. Creepy. That's super creepy. Didn't expect their relationship to end with penetration, but here we are. I always hoped it would, Jerry. That's exactly how I hoped it would. But of course, different type of penetration. Whatever. Or maybe that's just me making things up. I'm pretty good at that. I was taught by the best, after all. It looks so harmless, so bland, so plain, so boring. The blood of an antediluvian, the progenitor of my entire dwindling clan. God, I can't even remember his name. It's Zapithura. Right, that guy. Thank you, disembodied voice. I'm not even sure if Reynard actually believed his own tales about saving our clan from extinction. What did he say again? The last time Zappathosora woke up, he almost wiped out all his descendants, and that was just the start of the mayhem? Sounds like a load of crap, but I really don't know. Honestly, I feel like I don't know anything anymore. And yet, everyone's desperate to get their hands on this cursed thing. Aisling, Vritra, Reynard, Padric. Oh, Padric, you brilliant idiot. What would he do if he was in my shoes? He'd probably hold on to it and launch into some long-winded rant about the importance of knowledge. What he actually did was, damn it, I'm really going to miss that goofball, or at least the version of him I knew before tonight. The version that never really existed. Ugh, when did it become such a fragile mess? But this vial looks just as fragile. I could just throw it away, watch the glass break, and the blood splatter everywhere. Blood, feed, hunger. I guess I'll be like Padric and hang on to you for a little bit longer. It'll be our little secret. After all, I'm Ravnos. The rogue, the raven, the trickster. I am the secrets I keep. What? Follow Callie's story to the end with hunger and hunter threat enabled. Follow Callie's story to the end, and I couldn't read the last one. What? What? Who's the disembodied voice? Is the bile of blood talking to her? What am I missing here? What am I missing? Is it the ring? The ring? Does the ring talk? Did she take the dice ring? Does it talk? You just have a perfect meal steak. I know. I would have taken him with us in the RV. It's what I assumed would happen. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Woo. Okay. We can go ahead and skip that. All right. So that was Vampire the Masquerade, Reckoning of New York. And now Padric is sitting here. And I believe that you can play the game again as Padric. Now there's two of them here, and they're so cute on the couch together. Totally should have gotten together. I will forever cry and shake my fist at the void of the internet about that. Someday there will be a Vampire the Masquerade dating sim just for me. But I want to thank everyone so much. My voice is totally tanked, totally dead. I'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Central European Time or 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, to play the demo of Hunter the Reckoning, the Beast of Glen Kildove. So I hope we'll see you there. And on Sunday, we're back with Twitch Plays, where you, the Twitch chat, decide what happens to the Tzimisce Bloodleech Courier in Nashville. We have 2 more sessions of those to go, so that's also coming Sunday. And I hope everyone has an awesome day, and I'll see you then. Bye.